On the 2nd of April, 2020, Sebastian Groenewald's body was discovered in a patch of veld near the Ramaphosa informal settlement on the outskirts of Reiger Park. Blood from 2 bullet wounds in his back stained his police uniform, and his cell phone was seemingly placed on his chest. Sebastian Groenewald had been a constable in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department and had served without blemish for 11 years. Stationed in Germiston on the East Rand, the 45-year-old was seconded into the EMPD's Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, an outfit of highly trained tactical officers. Hours after his bullet-riddled body was found, detectives discovered an R5 assault rifle twice stolen from a police armory hidden in his car. The weapon was later linked to 6 murders. Investigation exposes how Groenewald betrayed the badge of the EMPD, becoming a servant of the underworld. He eliminated his rivals, cementing his family's power as gang lords. Moreover, he and his coterie of triggermen were alleged assassins in the South African cigarette industry. This series examines how a cop became a killer, and the story begins with his murder. The last person to see Sebastian Groenewald alive was his girlfriend, fellow EMPD officer Alicia Prince. Police sources said Prince initially told investigators her boyfriend left for work before dawn. Prince also allegedly revealed while detectives gathered around her boyfriend's body, his friend Jonathan Schoeman removed ammunition and hard drives from CCTV cameras at the home they shared in Boksburg. Schoeman returned this key evidence when police confronted him, with footage revealing Groenewald had left home, but then returned minutes later. Leaving his car in the driveway, he went inside and disappeared. 20 minutes after he went inside his home, Prince is seen removing keys from the ignition and a cell phone from the front seat. Police, in court testimony, surmised this same cell phone was the one found on Groenewald's body. He had most likely been murdered at home, they said, and Prince's lies drew her alleged role into focus. The footage also showed 2 other cars in his driveway, a BMW and a double cab backie, both absent when investigators descended. Prince later revealed a man who would become a person of interest ordered their removal. Both were tracked down and forensically examined. In the backie, investigators found blood traces and spent shells from an R5 rifle, the casings ballistically matching the R5 from Groenewald's EMPD car. In court nearly a year after the cop was killed, investigating officer Abram Haynes posited the backie was used to dump Groenewald's body, and that Prince and Schoeman were suspected of his murder. Schoeman cooperated with police before his arrest, not only returning the footage and bullets, but by leading cops to a stash of 6 hand grenades, 2 illegal handguns, a shotgun, and 500 Mandrax tablets taken from a storage locker Groenewald rented. A forensic analysis of one of these handguns tied it to the attempted murder of Goldleaf tobacco boss Simon Rudland in Norwood in 2019. The pistol, together with the R5 found in Groenewald's car, were linked to hits in the tobacco industry and helped detectives decode his double life. A confession from Schoeman helped bring his entire picture into view. After his arrest last August, Jonathan Schoeman allegedly told Haynes he wanted to come clean. In an affidavit, Haynes said they were given access to the minutiae of Groenewald's murder spree. During his arrest, Jonathan Schoeman confessed to being a driver on some of the murders where he and Sebestian had a hand in those crimes. Schoeman's admissions thus corroborated ballistic evidence linking Groenewald's gun to the gangland murders of Shiraz Obere, Antonio Plaetjes, Antoinette de Jager, Michael McKenzie, and Gordon Peterson, who were killed in drive-by shootings in Reiger Park between September 2019 and January 2020. According to investigating officer Abram Haynes, Schoeman confessed that Sebestian would get information that a certain individual may have played a role in his brother Mark's murder in 2017, and they would go out and kill them. Schoeman denied any part in Rudland's attack, but the confession laid bare a plot to assassinate tobacco magnate Mohammed Syed, including an audacious attempt to blow up the Houghton's West Street Masjid with hand grenades while he prayed. When the pair finally moved in on Syed, they inadvertently followed an allegedly gunned-down businessman Shoaib Dowji in a deadly case of mistaken identity. Dowji died in a hail of bullets as he drove home from the mosque. Close friends, Syed and Dowji also looked alike and attended the same mosque at one point, driving identical cars. According to investigating officer Abram Haynes, Schoeman told them he warned Sebestian they were going to kill the wrong man because Syed usually travels with many bodyguards. When Dowji was killed, Sebestian sent a message to the man they believe ordered the killing and said, "Olympus has fallen." The alleged mastermind's response was telling. Olympus Sayed had not fallen, and he knew this because they were in conversation on WhatsApp. While Schoeman and Groenewald allegedly acted on orders to eliminate Rudland and Sayed, the Reiger Park murders were acts of retribution gang justice to avenge his murdered brother. Sebastian Groenewald's entanglement in an internecine gang war in the community in which he grew up was inevitable. His younger brothers Mark Groenewald, also known as Bin Laden, and Sean Groenewald, were convicted of murder and served time, and in Reiger Park, the trio were feared members of the Dokes gang. They were involved in everything, stealing cars, drugs, and they liked to rob cigarette trucks. Sebestian was more like their insurance policy. Sebastian would attend the scenes to ensure nothing would link back to his brothers. The Dokes drew their name from the Mazda DOHC 16 volts, a status symbol and a favorite to steal as teens. With their inside man, the Dokes controlled territory in Reiger Park and lived the high life. 5 years junior to his policeman brother, Mark Groenewald led the criminal enterprise and earned the moniker Bin Laden for his brutality in controlling turf and his deftness evading law enforcement. In 2004, he escaped a Johannesburg courthouse before his trial for murder, attempted murder, and armed robbery. He was recaptured months later. He was ultimately sentenced to 15 years in prison, but was granted early release before his assassination in Reiger Park on the 13th of December 2017, his murder setting his brother on a path to claim 6 lives. The youngest and only surviving brother, Sean Groenewald, has a deadly past. In 2005, at just 23, he was sentenced to 20 years for a gang-related murder. He too served only a portion of his sentence, and on release returned to the life he left. Reform appears out of grasp for the baby-faced gangster who today is in custody for a 2018 murder. Guided by Schoeman's confession and augmented by analysis of cell phone data, he is now implicated as the triggerman in Rudland's attack. The microscopic comparison of test-fired cartridges from Groenewald's stolen R5 and those collected from the string of bloody assassinations told the ubiquitous rifle's story. Striations, tiny scratches and scuff marks left of the bullet casings nearly invisible to the naked eye linked the career policeman to the wave of gang shootings, as well as Dowgie's murder. With the help of Schoeman, police uncovered a cache of explosives, drugs and guns that Groenewald had hidden away in a storage unit. They also recovered a bakkie Groenewald owned, which was allegedly used in the killing of Dowgie, and 2 in Groenewald's own murder. A confession by Schoeman, now vociferously disputed, revealed Groenewald's ties to a notorious Reiger Park gang, and the alleged motive behind his bloodlust was explained. Groenewald's duplicity was exposed by the raft of evidence uncovered by the police. He served his gang boss brothers and protected them from the law, and when his eldest sibling was murdered, he set about exacting revenge. Even more chilling was his clandestine role as a ruthless gun for hire, one who came close to detonating hand grenades in a packed mosque.